It'll be more entertaining. Okay, so what did we do in Deuteronomy 19? Okay, so if you do not know, Deuteronomy is like Moses' big history review of everything that has happened to the people since they left Egypt and all the instructions before they enter into the land. So it's this big sit down, let me explain it all, let's remind you of it all, and let me instruct you before you go in. Okay, so we had a whole bunch of things, of instructions, of judgment, of how to handle things, ending up with the principle, life for life, eye for an eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, and foot for foot. But this is not, you have to exact eye for eye, tooth for tooth. It is you may do no more than eye for eye, tooth for tooth. So you cannot compound repayment for wrong. Because you've been wrong doesn't mean you get to multiply wrong back on that person. So if I'm just gonna use a weird example, if you steal one of my French fries, it doesn't mean I take your whole Dr. Pepper and drink your whole Dr. Pepper. And then you steal my whole sandwich back and all of my fries back. Like, you just compound things. So yeah, you steal my fry, I'm not happy about it. I ask for you to give me one of your fries back. That's what you do. You just go to the degree at which the harm was done and no further. Now, there are some instructions on intentional stealing and things like that where you pay back double because you've done this, and that's a deterrent. But the personal injury, you do not go beyond personal injury. So an eye for an eye, and the world goes blind. Yeah, because you blind my eye, I blind one back. You go, well, you blinded mine, so I gotta blind your other one. And then I go, well, I gotta blind yours. Yeah, if you do that, yep, the reciprocating continuous does not work. So this is a limiting factor to say that vengeance is not what we're looking for. Justice is what we're looking for. Okay. When you go to war against your enemies and see chariot and troops who outnumber you, do not be afraid of them, for the Lord your God, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt, is with you. As you move forward for battle, the priest will approach and say to the soldiers. All right, so priest, here's your message. You need to memorize and then say to them every time that you go to war. That's a funny song. All right. Listen, Israel. Today you are moving forward to do battle with your enemies. Do not be faint-hearted. Do not fear and tremble or be terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you to fight on your behalf against your enemy to give you victory. Moreover, the officers are to say to the troops, who among you has built a new house and not dedicated it? He may go home lest he die in battle and someone else dedicate it. Or who among you has planted a vineyard and not benefited from it? Okay, by the way, if you do not remember this, a vineyard and other things that you plant, you are to leave for 3 years. Notice I was holding up for 3 years before you are to take any of the fruit. Okay, so it's not that you planted it this year. It's no. You might have planted it prior years, and wait, you haven't enjoyed it. You don't have to go. The priest would bless your jets before flying in Afghanistan. Dude, that's cool. That is cool. He may go home lest he die in battle and someone else benefit from it. Or who among you has become engaged to a woman but has not married her? He may go home lest he die in battle and someone else marry her. So, okay, an engagement is legally binding in this date and time, and you would start the engagement, and until the father of the groom says it's time, the wedding doesn't happen. So the father of the groom sets the date and the time for the wedding when his son has prepared everything for his bride to come and be there. So until it satisfies dad, the wedding doesn't happen. So it's not on the account of the groom that the wedding hasn't happened. It's on account of his dad. It's like your engagement is a legally binding process that will go towards marriage. There's also, if you don't remember this, everyone who is married, once they are married, are exempt from all social obligations and military service for 1 year. So marriage excludes you from being called into service. Now imagine if that were the case when you have a draft going on and you got some people not wanting to go to war. And they're like, dude, I'm gonna go get married so I don't have to go fight. Well, here they're saying, if there are reasons to not go, then you should not be called upon to do that. Archie, this reminds me of the people who came to Jesus but said, I have not buried my father. I have just been married. Well, I know there's the one that says, I just bought land. No. I just bought a field and I didn't see it, which is a whole bunch of weirdness that you didn't go investigate it. But also on the, I've not buried my father. He would not be there with Jesus if his father had just died, because you bury someone the same day your father dies. So he wouldn't be there with Jesus if his father just died. His father's not dead, is the way I read that story. His father ain't dead. I gotta wait till my dad dies, and then I'll come follow you. It's straight up excuse. These people think Jesus was starting an army? No, it was just going to cost them a lot of things to follow, the leaving behind of things to follow. So no, not an army, but yeah. In addition, the officers are to say to the troops... Oops, I scrolled too far. For some reason this is wanting to jump when I scroll today. Who among you is afraid and faint-hearted? He may go home, so that he will not make his fellow soldiers' hearts as fearful as his own. Then when the officers have finished speaking, they must appoint unit commanders to lead the troops. Okay, well, they're gathering together, and this is how you're going to appoint once you have everybody there. Not the way we do it today. You would have already had your commanders. But to me, this one level makes sense. If you are cowardly and you're going to infect the morale of everyone else, we don't need you. We don't need you. When you approach a city to wage war against it, offer it peace terms. Wait a minute, I thought they're supposed to annihilate everyone. Moses is saying, offer peace terms. Wait, I thought they weren't supposed to make treaties with anybody. Okay, this is one of the things you have to go read all of it and say that sometimes the language is hyperbolic language talking about total destruction, and other times it's not. Okay, so how do you reconcile these two things? By understanding they're using total victory, total annihilation language to talk about the extent at which they're going to do these things. And then you go, well, they were offering peace terms. It was a possibility. So it wasn't about genocide. If, if it accepts your terms and submits to you, all the people found in it will become your slaves. If, if it does not accept terms of peace, but makes war with you, then you are to lay siege to it. The Lord your God will deliver it over to you, and you must kill every single male by the sword. However, the women, little children, cattle, and everything else in the city, all its plunder, you may take for yourselves as spoil. You may take from your enemies the plunder that the Lord your God is giving you. This is how you are to deal with all those cities located far from you, those that do not belong to these nearby nations. See, this is about the non-nearby nations. There are some different instructions on the nearby nations. As for the cities of these people that the Lord your God is going to give you as an inheritance, you must not allow a single living thing to survive. Any breath. you must utterly annihilate the Hittites, Amorites, Canaanites, Perizzites, Jebusites, or Hivites, and Jebusites. That's the 6 list. Remember, there's a 6 list and there's a 5 list. Just as the Lord your God has commanded you. So, these groups of people are to be totally annihilated. Anyone else you can make peace treaties with, so that they cannot teach you all the abhorrent ways they worship their gods, causing you to sin against the Lord your God. If, if you besiege a city for a long time while attempting to capture it, you must not chop down its trees, for you may eat fruit from them and should not cut them down. A tree in the field is not human that you should besiege it. You know what? I think we read this. I might be in the wrong spot. Maybe we read this already. It's super familiar. However, you may chop down any tree you know is not suitable for food, and you may use it to build siege works against the city that is making war with you until that city falls. Okay, yep. Yeah, we did this. The homicide victim, and you got to go to measure which one is the closest one and investigate it. Okay, we did do this. Okay. Sometimes I forget, I guess, to... Yep, we did the neighbor's ox. Okay. I must have forgot to write down what we did last week. And then we have the accusation of a husband who trying to get out of the marriage and says his wife was unfaithful. Luce is welcome in. Yep, we did the no Ammonite or Moabite part. I must have forgot to write down what we did last week. You must not charge interest on your fellow Israelite. So there are rules for those inside the community and those off. Oh, thank you. I did not do the focus today. If a man marries a woman and she does not please him because he has found something indecent in her. The phrase Ervat Devar involves a genitive of specification, sometimes characterized by Erva, which means nakedness, and by extension means shame, sexual impropriety, sexual organ indecency. All right, we got ads coming in. We'll check this when we get back.
Flat cap pastor rocks his tweed, streaming life by the reeds. Fish pond calm and glassy clear, view it all right from here. Dapper man with sax in hand plays tunes by his quiet land. Acoustic guitar in the breeze serenades the fish with ease. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat cap pastor shows the way, stream it live come what may. With his cam he shows it all, little fish both big and small. Life in pond so serene, nature's beauty on a screen. See the
Queen, welcome in.
Watch the flow.
We back from commercials? Not quite.
Gentle glow. Flat cap's charm and calming tone makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along.
All right, we should be back from commercials. Queen, welcome in. Good to see you, friend. All right, I think this might be where we are at. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong screen. All right. So I think this might be where we are. We're going to pick up here anyway.